In the previous video, we discussed about what is continuity, what do you mean by continuous function, and continuity at a point, continue in a particular domain, that is the range and everything, correct? Now, in this particular video, we'll look into different types of algebra of continuous functions. All right. Now, what we mean by algebra of the continuous functions? See, the word, so algebra of continuous functions. That means we have four basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Correct? So here, the first part, we'll look into the addition part. Now, suppose if you have two functions which are continuous. Say we have two functions, f and g, which are continuous at x is equal to c. Provided they are continuous at x is equal to c, now what we have is that suppose if you have f plus g, summation f plus g of x will also be continuous. So, is also continuous at x is equal to c. Alright, then second one, f minus g, subtraction. This is also continuous at x is equal to c. Then third one is the product, f into g of x is also continuous. Again, at x is equal to c. Now the last one, which is suppose if you have f divided by g of x. Now this is also continuous at x is equal to c, provided g of c is not equal to 0. That's the only condition. When all these conditions are met, that is g of c is not equal to 0, only in the last case, then we say that these are what we call as the algebra of continuous functions. Now let's prove one or two of them, because the rest of them, they follow the same order anyway. So let's prove. All right. See the first one, what we have, f plus g of x, isn't it? Now what is the definition what we have for continuous function? For continuous function, definition is limit as x tends to c, f of x is equal to f of c. Correct? Is the definition. Now, when you have f plus g of x, so we can say limit f plus g of x as x tends to c. Now, according to the laws of limit, what we have, whenever you have two of the functions, you can split and you can add the functions, correct? So you can write this as limit f of x as x tending to c plus limit f of x tending to c g of x. So this is nothing but f of c plus g of c. Now what are we doing? We are adding two continuous functions, isn't it? So this is continuous plus this is also a continuous function. So when we have f of c and g of c, since both of them are continuous, the sum of them will also be continuous. So what we mean by this is, if you have two functions f and g which are continuous at c, then the sum of those two, that is f plus g of x, that will also be continuous at x is equal to c. Understood? Now we'll do the same thing with the negative one, that is f minus g. Alright? For the f minus g, so you have f minus g of x. Again, we look into the same way. Okay, no change in whatever we are doing. Just like what we did in the previous case, the same thing we'll do here also. That means now what we are doing is we'll take limit as x tending to c, f minus g of x. Alright, so this is going to become limit as x tending to c, f of x minus limit as x tending to c, g of x. Now this is continuous because this is nothing but f of c. Oh, sorry. This is nothing but f of c. This is nothing but g of c. Now, what we know is this is also continuous and this is also continuous. So, what we were supposed to prove that f minus g is also continuous, we just proved that it is continuous. Correct? Now, the same thing is true for product as well as the quotient. Understood? Now, if you are doing this for the product part, see, this is the difference. Now, if you are doing the same thing for the product part, f into g of x, correct? So, limit as extending to c, f into g of x. So, this basically is limit of f of x into limit g of x, extending to c, extending to c. Isn't it? These are all the rules of limit. You have learnt all these things in the last year. So whenever you have that limit, same algebraic operations, you can apply it for continuity also. Now this is also continuous function. This is also a continuous function. So since we are doing product of this will also be continuous. Now these four, the algebra of limits what we have, these are very important because in the next upcoming videos, we'll be solving problems. All right. Now the quotient part I'm not doing. Okay. So I want you guys to try it. Understood? So I want you to try it. Now, the product, quotient, sum, and difference, these four, what we have, the basic algebraic operations, we are going to apply these for the problems, the upcoming problems. We'll look into few examples in the next video as to how to do it. Then we'll start with problems.